What a week. We are back, though, for another episode of Chicken Bone Alley. I'm David.
I'm Sterling. How y'all doing?
It's been a crazy time.
Man, I'm telling you what, we went from no racing to racing every day.
Every day.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Our only problem is we're sitting here trying to make notes about all of it.
We can't keep up with it.
We can't keep up with all that's going on.
Cannot keep up with it.
It's insane.
It is, man, but it's a good problem to have, I tell you what. And it's been some good racing, too. It hadn't just been, just whatever. It's been some good racing.
Well, we'll talk about this a little more later, but that just proves the point to me that all this practice is not necessary.
No practice. Don't need that.
But we'll get into that a little later.
Yeah,
how's the week?
It was good, man. Been wide open. Was able to get to the water a little bit this past weekend. Finally quit raining.
A little bit.
So we was able to get out and enjoy that a little while, which thank the Lord they would do that. So, but yeah, and man, the rain we've got around here, the roads are washing out everywhere. We got a mess, and I think we got some more coming. Looks like we got another tropical storm or something coming over our way, a couple of days or whatever.
I quit looking at it because it just depresses me every time I look at weather.
Well, you can't look at no TV, really.
No.
I mean, you can watch the race, and then 9 times out of 10, there's nothing depressing there. But you can't watch no news anymore, man. I'm telling you what. Good Lord, you can't watch the news.
No, it's awful.
It's crazy, dude. I tell you what, man. I'm ready for all this junk to get over with. Whatever it's got to do with, why I don't get it. I really don't. But it's about time we get rid of 2020 and move on, I think, because it's been rough. I seen in the news today that we're supposed to get hit by an asteroid this weekend. I said, well, damn.
Yeah, I saw that. It's supposed to be one of the closest ones. This is as large as a football stadium.
Yeah, well, I seen this and I read about it, the article. Now, I don't know if y'all listened to it or watched it or read it or whatever. So I read it. The topic on this thing is, asteroid. NASA's watching this asteroid closely because it's potential to hit Earth by the weekend. So I'm like, well, damn, we got something.
Thanks for the warning.
So I was going to go to the lake. Now I can't go to the lake because this dang asteroid coming. So then I click on it and I read about it, and it tells us, it's the size of a football field, Empire State Building, whatever, all this stuff. And I read about it and all this and there. Keeping a close look on this, running 11,000 miles an hour and all this here. And they say
cruising.
It's pretty close. It's going to barely miss by 3 million miles. So I'm like, well, what the hell? Is that close? Is that close?
I was like, yeah, that's.
I was planning on at least watching it with my binoculars, but that ain't going to happen.
Can we see it fly by? I
want to at least watch it. Like the eclipse. I'm out here ready for it. But I can't even see 3 million miles.
I thought that's what we had the Space Force for now. We're sending them fools up there and
that's what I
thought.
I mean, that's what Armageddon did. That's what I watched that movie, and that's what they did.
They landed on the thing.
They pretty gangster. I don't know why we ain't done that yet, but y'all need to figure that out there.
This one's close enough. I think we could do it.
Elon Musk. Figure that out.
They finally got that one up there in space.
They did. That was pretty cool. I watched that too, part of it, taking off. I know one thing. I'd have had a whole lot of toilet paper up in there because they ain't know. I'd have been, as soon as they started that countdown, I'd be like, I'm out. Get me out. Because I was anxious watching it here. I can't do it. I can't do it.
They probably gave him a few volumes before.
They obviously did, but they was chilled as hell. But I watched the in-car thing, the in-car video, or the in whatever video. They don't do nothing. They just sit there.
No, take off and landing for them. They don't do anything.
No, nothing. They just sit there.
They flip a few switches when they're out of takeoff mode, I think, for them, and they pretty much do the same thing when they're about to come back in, and they get in their seat and strap in.
Strap in and chill. And they had these cool-ass little suits on. It wasn't your regular, NASA spacesuit, like you walk on moon suit. It was like, like a modern,
about like a race car driver suit. I mean, to an extent.
Yeah, it's kind of, sort of. And a little bubble helmet. Tell you what, I don't want a cooler ass helmet. If I'm the space guy, I want me like a Stelio or some cool ass carbon fiber race helmet or something. Give me something cool. Don't give me that bubbly thing. I wouldn't be happy with that. But anyway, no, did you see I don't know this proper wording for all of it, but just the rocket that takes them up there, whatever that is.
Right. That's
the Falcon or the whatever. Right. All right. Well, they had an in-car deal up there, and they showing the speed that they go in. They're running
I watched some of that.
19,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
They're going they gaining 100 mile an hour every millisecond. Just, I'm like, good God Almighty, bro.
I'm gonna tell you what though, NASCAR needs to adopt that fueling system.
That is a nice fueling system.
Well, they said, I was reading something, and it said basically in that rocket that it says during that countdown, they have 1 second for the fuel to dump, and it takes off.
Damn.
1 second.
That's a hell of a fuel pump there, cuz.
I'm telling you.
That's a nice fuel pump.
I don't know how many gallons of fuel is in this thing.
It's a couple, I believe.
But it's a few.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so then they drop this at a certain point. It's got a certain, and it's got to be within a millisecond. They got to drop this thing off of them. So the thing they're riding in is at the very top of this thing. So it drops off this rocket. They got a drone barge thing. It's in the damn ocean now. They drive it out there, however they do.
And catch it.
The damn thing lands on it and sits upright on
Yeah.
it. I couldn't believe that. How in the hell? What? How do you do that? How do you do that? I don't understand.
Reuse it.
I'm very confused about that. So,
They're smarter than we are, apparently.
They are. I think that's obviously the answer because I ain't got no clue how to do that.
I reckon on video games, much less than one of them.
Oh my Lord, that's insane. They was all hopping, high-fiving and carrying on. I mean, I'd have been happy too if I figured all that out and it actually worked. But I ain't seen them practice that shit nowhere. Is this the first time?
I don't know.
Is this the first time?
They probably have some video games they practiced on.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. I just couldn't. I'll give it to old Elon, though, because I reckon he's the mastermind of all this stuff. He did pretty daggum good. His Tesla cars are running into people and stuff, but
they figured, well, there ain't nothing to run into there.
You can't go wrong over there, bro.
They ain't got no. I'm just waiting, especially being that this was a private deal with him.
Yeah.
They took some NASA.
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of working with them, but they spent
it
a lot
was.
Of their
It took NASA astronauts, but it was a privately funded spaceship, whatever you want to call it, space shuttle, space. But figured it's privately funded. I figured you see DuPont or Exalta or somebody on the side of this thing and have some sponsors on there.
Strawberry Dew SpaceX Chevrolet. What? What's on the side of that thing? I mean, something like that. Yeah, but that was really cool. So I don't know when they're gonna come back. I watched them dock up and all that. So it was really neat. It was pretty cool. Did it happen and whatever and whatnot. But so I think they're going to go to Mars next. I think last I heard, somewhere along in there, the moon.
I don't want to be on that trip.
Mars is a couple hours away, if I'm not mistaken. That's a little ride. So
if I remember correctly, I heard it was going to take I don't remember. It was 5 to 10 years or something like that to get there.
Shit. Nah, I'm out. I ain't sitting in that little bubbly helmet spacesuit for 5 or 10 years and not moving.
I could be wrong on that. I mean, but it is a long freaking time.
That's a long time.
I remember the word years in there. It wasn't.
Well, it was plural.
Yeah,
okay, that's enough for me. I don't want to go.
No.
But so this asteroid misses us. I don't know if it's going to, but if it does, I might ride over to Lakeview this weekend. Bro.
I thought about riding over there myself.
We
can be in the stands.
In the stands. Y'all hear that? In the stands.
In the stands at Lakeview.
In the stands.
And because they got a pretty cool race going on this weekend. They got the J.D. Pridgeon Memorial race going on. Yep. And that is it is shaping up to be a pretty big it's the late models they typically run, or was that like a crate late model? I guess
I think it's a crate late. Yep, from what I understand.
And
I got a little.
there's a flyer on there.
Well, I can read a little bit to you. I mean, Lakeview just put this out. Actually, he's got attention late model teams for the J.D. Pridgeon 22 lap Memorial Saturday, June the 6th.
Quick one.
Which, I wish they'd run at least 22s or something. But anyway, he got on there. If you run on aluminum heads and dome pistons, we will allow adding 50 pounds to the front of the motor plate plus 25 pounds anywhere else for a total minimum weight of 24.25. Keep that in mind, guys. Weight rules will be strictly enforced. Your weight must be displayed on driver's doorpost. And you go on there and you check out. They got all the rules posted on their website or their page here. But I'm gonna tell you what, they having people sign up from around this area every day. It's gonna be a pile of race cars. A pile. They got. I know they got. Like I said, the late models are gonna be running. And like I say, they crate lates. Put on a fantastic show there, though. They really do. They're going to have the Mid-East Weekly 602 mods, Super Street, Street Stocks, SCDRA, Sport Compacts, the Bell & Bell Vintage mods. $2,200 to win that J.D. Pridgeon Memorial Race. It's I think it's going to be a good one. I really do. All these guys want to get out and use up some of that stock car steel and hopefully keep it all in one piece. But
that's right.
Definitely check them out. The infield opens up at 4:00. $30 to enter there. The grandstands for everybody who wants to sit in the chicken bone section. They open at 5. $20 to get in there. Kids 10 and under are free. So go check them out. Hot Lap starts 6:30. So I give you a little time to get there, and hopefully, if the asteroid misses us, we'll have time to get over there and check it out.
That's right. No, I don't know if many of y'all know. If you're from around this area, you probably do. Who Mr. JD was. I'm going to tell you what, he was one of the best, absolute best dirt racers in this neck of the woods. He put numbers up.
Like Bloomquist numbers, bro.
Bloomquist numbers, Billy Moyer numbers. I mean, during his career, he was shooting for 500 wins. What he was shooting for. He never quite made it, but he made it to 489 feature wins. In his last race that he ran at 78 years old was October 3rd, 2019. He came down sick early this year, and he passed away May 18th this year at 79 years old. So he's a great man, did a lot for the sport around here, was the man to beat for many, many years.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this neck of the woods. So it's great to see him putting on a good show for him in his memory. And I really think that's going to be an awesome show. There's going to be a lot of cards. And to top, the $2,200 to win, I saw something. Well, there's been people reaching out, and we almost got in on, but I think we were a little too late, actually. They're sponsoring, there's different sponsors sponsoring every lap of the race, whoever's leading that lap. And it's insane.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna give them guys a little more incentive to dig throughout the whole race, which 22 laps ain't gonna be a whole long time to kind of wait around too much. So you're kind of going to have to dig a little bit early, but it'll be interesting. I hope we can get over there. I know our boy Mr. Mike Butler's going to be running, I do believe, hopefully.
If he can get a car together.
If he can get his car together. So I hope we'll be able to get over there and get to see him some too. And he had a good showing the first race. I think he ended up finishing second.
Second there.
So
he had a pretty good showing there at Fayetteville a couple of weeks ago too.
Yep.
To be on you might as well call that a new track. That is a 100% new track.
It's definitely a new track. It's a new car to him too. I mean, he's getting used to it. So
yeah,
he's tore it apart a bunch, and I think he's trying to find a couple parts to get it put back together. Hopefully for this weekend. So we'll see what happens there. I'm hoping we'll be rooting him on, see what he can do there for us. But man, I tell you what, the dirt racing has come on strong the past 2 weeks. I think they started the speed weeks over more or less.
Yeah, they did a restart for the Lucas Oil Series.
Yeah, for the Lucas Oil Series. World of Outlaw Boys been starting back some. They kind of staying a little more in line with their schedule Not really wanting to deviate from that too much. So, but that's okay. None around here right now for the World of Outlaws. But I have seen old Chris Ferguson, near guy to us here, right around the Carolinas.
Mount Holly, North Carolina.
Yeah,
Fergie time.
He's got him a Team Zero race car, which is a bad fast race car. He's had a little trouble with it from what I can see and read, and trying to get the bugs worked out of it. I know Scott, he went up there and I think they helped him a little bit, and I think it paid off for him.
Well, he went down to they pretty much rebuilt the car, and he went down to Georgia, Golden Isle, run the restart there, them 3 nights, and every night just had awful luck. I mean, awful. Something broke. This crazy thing broke. This happened. I mean, it was just terrible luck. So they didn't even try to move on to East Bay or anything. They took it back to the house, try to fix it up, and then he went to. They decided they was going to go over to Cherokee and test to see if everything was running right, and then I think they were still going to try to make it down to East Bay. Well, went to Cherokee, made 1 lap, drive shaft broke.
Okay, damn.
Tested it. I mean, just couldn't catch a break. Yeah. Well, they took it back, put it all back together, got it, worked on it a little more. Went back to Cherokee for the ultimate super late model race. Yeah. Smoked them.
Sweet. That's what I'm talking about, man. I knew it was happening. I knew it had to be something he had to get worked out. Glad to see. That's an awesome series, too, by the way. If anybody hadn't, when you get a chance to check out the Ultimate Series, that's a good series. There's a lot of good race cars that follow that tour.
Yeah, it really is.
And even so, I've seen Jonathan Davenport run that series.
Oh, yeah. And have good competition in it, too.
Oh, absolutely. He don't just go out and just whoop them up every time. So, definitely check them out. I know they run Fayetteville, in the past. Now, this year's going to be a little screwed up, but I know in the past they run Fayetteville.
They run Lakeview this year.
Lakeview this year, which is awesome. Lancaster, Cherokee. So, real close, a couple hours away at most to be able to get to these racetracks and check them out. And like I said, they put on a very good show. To be able to see supers around here, it's kind of few and far between. So definitely check them out. That's a really good series. But I think he got invited to the dirt late model stream.
Yeah, the stream,
which is at Eldora this year.
Not the Dream. Don't get it mixed up.
Yes, that's exactly right. They don't want to call it the Dream, from what I understand, because they can't have fans up there yet.
Right.
So they're going to call it the Stream, and I feel sure that a $50,000 to win race is not going to be free. Don't know what the cost is and what it's going to be streamed on yet, but I feel sure we're going to be trying to watch it.
I'd have to look it up there. But.
Yeah, we'll have to look it up, but we'll post it. If we find it, we'll post it on our deal for sure. But
yeah,
but definitely check that out. They've invited. Well, like 47 or 48.
Yeah,
it's a pile of race cars.
I know Bloomquist, Madden, all them guys.
Oh yeah, all them guys.
Pretty much the majority of the committed World Outlaws guys.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And most of the Lucas Oil guys. Yeah, this is not a sanctioned race, so
right, but they kind of seem to follow World Outlaws.
Yeah, they kind of follow those guys, the ones that put the most effort into the late model tours. But that's gonna be a good race. I hope. I hope Scott can get get his stuff back together. It's probably his health back together and his body back together about as much as anything.
I don't know. I mean, it's time for him to come on. This time of year is the time of year typically that Scott really starts running.
Yeah, well, I know his stuff's running good because Chris was running well. Ricky's running well.
Ricky got a win in. I think was that a World? Yeah, that was a World Outlaw race.
Yeah, it was a World Outlaw race
a week or two ago.
Yeah, so a lot of his stuff's running well. I just don't know exactly what it is. I don't know, but if he gonna run anywhere good, he's gonna run good at Eldora.
I promise you.
That boy is bad fast on the bottom there. We've watched him. numerous times, run very well outdoor. So we'll see what happens there. I hope he can put a good showing for everybody, for all the Team Zero fans and all of his other cars. I hope they all run well. I really do.
Yeah, and that's 3 nights of that. So actually, when y'all hear this for the first time, Thursday, June the 4th.
June the 4th, tomorrow night.
Yep. That is the first race, obviously Friday and Saturday also.
Yeah, Saturday's the big show.
Yeah.
$50,000 win race. So we'll definitely find out where it's streamed at. Everybody can stream that. Hopefully, you can cast it to your TV or however all that stuff works. So, like I said, definitely take the time to sit down on Saturday night, watch that. And we're going to have a little cup.
Normally on Dirt Vision?
I think it's on Dirt. I can't remember. I think it's on Dirt Vision. But I know there'll be a little NASCAR racing going on this weekend as well. But that's going to be during the day. So you can get your stuff right, get you some popcorn or whatever you want, and sit back and watch a little.
That's right.
Dirt late model stream.
That's right. And speaking of those Bloomquist Team Zero cars, all that fun stuff, you know who pretty much all of them have on their suits, on their sleeves, on their cars? You know who that is?
SRI.
SRI Performance. Stock car, steel, and aluminum.
Of course.
Draco Springs.
Sponsor the best.
Yeah, they're going to get the best. That was just like this past weekend. I don't know if y'all know it or not, but SRI is really involved with Cherokee Speedway. So they sponsor, they have a big old banner in Victory Lane. It's SRI, Stock Car Steel, Victory Lane. So if y'all haven't seen it, go on SRI's Facebook page, and they have a signed hat from Chris Ferguson. You have to like, share, do all that stuff on their page, and you get a chance to win this signed SRI hat, about like the one I'm wearing right now, except it's red. I like it. I'm going to have to give me one of them.
That is nice. I did. I saw it. That's beautiful. I would love to have the one signed by old Fergie too. I tell you what, that's gonna be a good item to have. So, but yeah, so like we said, they sponsor the best. They run up front, got good stuff. Why is that? They get their stuff from good places. So there you go. So definitely go check them out, man. I'm telling you what, we keep saying it. You gotta do it. Y'all ain't gonna be disappointed.
Definitely got to do it. I mean, you got to look at everything that they got. Talking about NASCAR, coming up here in a few weeks. Talladega coming up. And I know this isn't really a real item that most people are going to buy, but it just tells you the kind of company that SRI Performance is. There's a new rule mandate that is out in NASCAR that they have to run this certain specified slip tape.
Yep.
And it's got to be on the rear bumper of the car.
It's slippery.
Slippery. And guess who is the only one and only supplier of this?
Only place.
SRI Performance.
I'm telling y'all got to check them out. You got to check them out. See, the other day they had pallets of carbon fiber.
Yeah. Use carbon fiber off anything. Vents. If you need something for your car, I mean,
it ain't got to be a cup car.
No, it ain't got to be a cup car. That's the thing. Every late model, if you run street stock, you need cooling ducts.
Yes. For
your brakes or for your for the greenhouse of your car.
Absolutely.
To get to your helmet or whatever you need.
And last time I checked, cup guys and cup teams, and they use stuff like maybe one race, but last time I checked, carbon fiber don't go bad.
No.
Not at all. So ain't nothing wrong with buying some used parts.
And it's good and light.
And SRI has got some nice used parts. They don't sell junk.
No, there's no junk in there.
There ain't no junk in there.
No junk in their warehouse. And talk about their warehouse. They are adding on. They are adding offices. They are adding all kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you what, a lot of these places, you go to order something, there's, it's back order for a week, or we got to wait 2 weeks, or, it'll be 2 weeks before it gets here, or whichever. You got to wait. You need something. It's Wednesday night. You work on your race car. You going racing Friday night, Saturday night. Get online. Go order it. You'll have it Thursday night, Friday morning. You'll have it.
That's right. based right here in the Carolinas. We ain't going out to Ohio, and no offense to our fans in Ohio.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
No, there's anything wrong with that. But when we're based right here in the Carolinas ourselves, we need a company that's local to us. That's can right. Get us parts fast.
But I tell you what, it don't matter if you in Ohio or not. You get some of SRI.
Exactly.
It's going to be there. It's going to be there. They'll probably drive all night and get it to you. I don't know how they do it, but it gets there fast. They get it there. They get it done. It don't matter if you're in California or whoever or wherever. They'll get it there. They will get it there. About like that asteroid, 11,000 miles an hour. It's there.
It's there. Boom.
It's there.
You know why race cars are fast with SRI performance?
Why is that?
Because SRI performance is fast.
That's what I was about to say.
That's it.
It's faster than my internet. The website pulls up faster than my internet. That's pretty good stuff.
It is there for it even
quick.
Thinks about it.
They are quick and they're good and they're trustworthy and they got good stuff.
And speaking of their website, which is www.sriperformance.com, speaking of that, when you go on there and you need your part and you need this part quick and you want a good deal on this part, we're going to hook y'all up a little bit. All you got to do is type in at checkout on the promo code CBONE10.
That's it.
And you get 10% off.
That's all you got to do. C is in chicken. Bone is in bone. 10. That's 10. All you got to do.
10. CBONE 10.
CBONE 10.
I'm glad C is for chicken this week.
It was cat last week, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, it's for chicken this week. I think it's a little more fitting. Wouldn't y'all think that?
I think
so. Go check them out, guys. I'm telling you what, you're going to love their products. You're going to love their service. It's outstanding. Definitely check them out.
And got cool people up there because we've been in communication since, they've come on with us here on the show. We've been in communication with them guys, and they're cool people. And
they're awesome people.
They're racing people. That's the thing. Yeah. They're pretty much family.
Absolutely right. There's a big old family.
Big old dysfunctional family.
Might go over for Thanksgiving. You don't never know. Good family. Good family people. So, yeah. I know we pick around a little bit, but definitely check them out. They got very good stuff. Definitely check them out. I'm hopefully we can get up there and check their facility out soon. I really want to see all that in person, and so we can relay the message. We can relay what we see. That's what we want to do.
That's right. And guys, also on top of SRI Performance, you need any metal work for your car. Anything.
Any metal work.
Any metal work.
Any metal work. I don't care the splash guards. I don't care if y'all don't have to have them no more. I mean, we act like it's not COVID season anymore. It went from COVID season to World War III season in
a day.
And I don't even know if there's any COVID stuff anymore, but if you need to barricade something, I guarantee you they got good steel for it.
I promise you.
So it don't matter what you're doing. If you trying to barricade from sneezing or from a brick or from a whatever, go check them out. They got good stuff. It don't matter what it is. So y'all get your stuff together. Go get your race car parts. Go get your steel. Get your stuff built. And I'm telling you what, man.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna find no better.
No better. So all you metal work there, go check out Stock Car Steel and Aluminum for all that product there. And never forget Draco Springs, Purple Springs.
Purple Springs.
I
run them every night on my street stop on night racing when I get on there. But they run them every night on every single street stop.
Speaking of street iRacing and SRI, I actually even said this today to somebody. Somebody was looking for an adapter for a Logitech wheel. Guess what I did? I sent them the link to SRI Performance.
That's as simple as that.
And I said, hey, while you buying stuff off there, put in this promo code.
That's it.
Get you 10% off.
10% off. It's that easy.
CBONE 10.
That easy, guys. I know iRacing's kind of not the big thing right now because we got racing back, but hey, still need it. You still need adapters. Well, check them out.
It seems like the personnel, the base of iRacing is changing right now because a lot of people bought rigs. Well, racing's going back, so they're selling those rigs. Those other people are buying them. Well, they're wanting to make them in their own. And so they might need this adapter. Also, I don't know if they still got it. They might have already sold it, but I saw they got stuff up there all the time. They got race car chassis.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want to build an awesome
iRacing rig,
they had one completely set up the other day that was pretty much a quarter of the cockpit with the seat already there. All you had to do was put your screen and wheel in it. Oh, it was sweet.
I'd love to have one.
It was
My wife
sweet.
probably wouldn't like that in the kids' game room, but
well, you know,
you know,
gotta do what you gotta do. So anyway, guys, y'all check them out. Like we've said, I don't know how many times already in this little segment here. www.sriperformance.com.
Yes, sir.
www.stockcarsteel.com. And check out Draco Springs on SRI Performance. They got all their PDF sheets already on there. Anything you need. I don't care if you're running a midget. I don't care if you're running...
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. Cup car or whatever.
It does not matter.
Draco Springs, Purple Springs. Get you some. And they are your one-stop shop for all things racing.
Absolutely right, man. Well, tell you what, we're going to get back to a little bit more racing. Like we said, we had a lot going on. Wednesday night, Charlotte got rained out. We were talking about that last week. All the rain we had, we looked up. They was able to get it in Thursday. So I was able to sit back and watch it. I enjoyed that. It was a good race. I like the little sprint races, man. I'm telling you.
I thought Thursday was a whole lot better than Sunday.
Oh, it was a night and day difference better, and that was a good way to compare the two, because a lot of times when they try to compare a 400 miler to a 600 miler at Charlotte, okay, one's during the day, one's at night, whatever, okay. Well, all right, well, it was hot this day, and it was good. All right, well, when you run a 600 miler and a whatever in the hell it was, 200 mile, I can't remember, it was kilometers, so I really don't know.
But I think it was about 300 miles.
It was shorter. It was about half the distance, because I think the 400 lap race, and it was about a 200 lap race.
Right.
So when you cut it in half, the weather was typically about the same. Okay. It was a both night race, pretty much for the most part.
Yep.
And I saw a much better race, a lot more exciting race.
It was a lot more exciting, but I'm gonna tell you what, in my opinion, the Xfinity and the truck series still put on a better show.
Oh yeah, and we talked about this last week. The package that they have, I think they need to build that the next gen car off of that, and I still say that. And that even led into this past weekend with the Xfinity cars. But yeah, I still kind of, the Cup car still allows it still allows clean air to dominate. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter tire, really. It doesn't matter setup. It doesn't matter how good your car. You got clean air. It makes a world of difference. I mean, we saw cars stay out and not take tires, and or take two tires, even whatever, to get track position and stay out front. Clean air, it just dominates. It dominates everything. So I want to get that. I want to get away from that. Which I think that's why you see the humongous restarts. You know, they fan all out 4, 5, 6, 7 wide.
Oh, they have to.
Because you have to. You have to get all the track position you can at that point, because you can't hardly move forward from that point. And, you know, Kyle even said that when you surround yourself by squirrels, every now and then you get hit by a nut. I don't know if y'all saw that. He tore his stuff up there at the beginning of that race pretty good.
He was not happy.
He was not happy. I was listening to him on the scanner. He was not happy at all. Adam Stevens was kind of having to set him straight there a little bit, but that's all I had. That's the whole race is a restart pretty much, and I think the shorter race made it better because there was a little more restarts.
Well, exactly.
And it didn't allow for such a long green flag run.
Exactly.
It made the stages close quicker.
Right.
Shorter, whichever you know. So that made it a little bit better. But glad to see Chase win, man. He's been needing one coming. The boy's been fast every daggum time he gets on the racetrack. So it was good to see him get him one. I'd love to see him win the 600, but he didn't quite get that done. for whatever reason, whoever you want to blame on that. But good to see him come back and win the shorter race.
Yeah, it was one reason I personally liked it was just because of Kyle Busch's comments when he won the truck race, calling him a one-hit wonder and all this stuff. And
he didn't. He showed him. That's all I can tell you. But I remember back when he was just starting and running Chase was running the Xfinity car for Junior Motorsports.
Yep.
And I remember sitting in the stands at Darlington watching him pass Kyle on the outside to win that race.
Yep.
And I knew right then that boy was going to be something good and be something to reckon with. So glad to see him do that. He kind of led into some issues this past week or at Bristol, but we'll get into that a little bit. But anyway, Charlotte was good. I enjoyed that race. I keep saying it, I love the weekly races or the weekday racing. I love being able to sit down at night and not have to worry about watching a basketball game or whatever. I can sit down and watch some racing. That is awesome. I love it because either I'm watching East Bay for the 400th time on MAP TV, or I get to watch something live like that, which I love. That's great. So I hope they keep that up. I really do. So, and talking about weekly racing, we had one Monday night.
Yeah.
They have Bristol. I know we're going to kind of get back and forth a little bit, but I want to go back to Xfinity before we go back into the Cup car on Sunday. But Xfinity was Monday night. So how would you think about that race?
That was a good race. That was a heck of a race. But man, I hated it for Allgaier. He put it on him the whole race. I mean, just put it on.
He led 150 laps, I think.
Yeah,
and he led a pile of race.
But in saying that, it was still a good race. He never. I mean,
he didn't dominate necessarily.
He didn't check out on him.
No,
but he was just in the lead.
He was there, right?
But what I really liked about it, and this showed us off the bat right there, that it showed it before that, but it showed us that Bristol was kind of back to Bristol for right now. The way they worked
the way they put the tire, or
the sticky
BHT
stuff
or whatever. Yeah,
it had to. You needed to be on the bottom,
right? Well, I noticed that, and kind of going back to the very beginning. Watched that race from start to finish, but I don't know if y'all watched it or not. But when they got rolling, Justin Allgaier come off 2 or 4, whichever one it was, and slammed the outside wall.
Oh yeah,
and
he thought the groove was going to be up high.
Yeah,
and found out quick like that it was not.
It was not there yet for sure. He was fast from the get go, and kind of drove over his head a little bit there instead of kind of seeing what he had racetrack wise. But what I do like and what I was getting to was I like the new body of the Xfinity car, and it's the new composite body. And it if that would have happened on a Cup car, that car would not have been worth a damn the rest of the race.
Shot
and
killed.
Right. So to see him come up through there and still be able to run well, they didn't have to do much to tinker on the car. I didn't see no tire rub from the get go from when he hit it. So that was really cool. I'm glad to see that. But the I even think Michael Annett would have been fast. I know he got caught up in that little wreck there with Ross Chastain there to start with, but Junior
Motorsports look good.
They are. They're looking really good. So I hate what happened with him and with Noah and Justin, but it was a good race. It really was.
Man, it was kind of crazy. I know Noah's young, and good thing is this is his second year in there in Xfinity. He needed another, come back another year, obviously.
Definitely.
So I'm glad he come back and is doing that, but he's young, boy, but he drove that thing in that corner under Allgaier, and I'm pretty sure that he said at that point, I think 8 tires are better than 4.
Oh, yeah, he definitely used him. He used him, and I know he said he got loose, but, I mean, you're going to get loose when you enter in the corner that hard at Bristol. But it makes it even worse. Justin give him the bottom.
Yeah.
And, It would have been a good race if he'd have stayed side by side right there, because by that point the upper lane, the second groove was
rolling
in.
around. Yeah. So, the biggest part that sucks about it is his teammate.
Right. That's definitely, and I hate that. I hate that for all of them. You know, I don't know how close Justin and Noah are, but I'm sure that's probably not helping matters much.
No, and I'm gonna tell you,
happen.
Justin Allgaier, for the years that he's been, especially at Junior Motorsports, that boy somehow always seems to get the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
He will be bad fast.
Yep.
At so many places, and I don't know what's going on. I don't.
Well,
he can't catch a break a lot of times.
No, I don't know what it is. You know, I kind of looked at him and Regan Smith as kind of being the same type of a race car driver, which was a very clean race car driver, and
Martin-esque.
Right, very clean, very passive. You know, just kind of let whatever's going to happen, and and I thought a lot about Regan Smith until he moved them boys at that road course wherever it was, and that told me a lot about Regan, and that was cool. That really was. Yeah. But I kind of think that's going to have to happen for Justin to be able to make it to a championship.
Yeah, he's got to get a little more aggressive.
I think he's got to get a little more aggressive. I think he's got to hold that bottom. If he'd have held that bottom at Bristol,
if he'd
make Noah move him.
If he'd pinched him off and
make Noah move him. I don't think Noah would have actually went in there and dumped him at that point then.
Right.
If he'd have protected that bottom and stayed down there. But,
right.
Exactly. He's passive. He let him have the lane. He was going to try to make it work on top. And if Noah would have raced him clean and wouldn't have overdrove himself some, I think it'd have been close. I think Justin could have very well held his own right there on top. But it's, that's hindsight now. Who knows? But anyway, it was a good race. And tell you what, the ending of the Cup race on Sunday was pretty damn close to the same.
It was almost the same, almost identical. And I know everybody has seen it. It was Chase led a good bit of. He was fast. Chase was fast again.
Was very fast.
Chase was very fast again, and almost the exact identical thing happened with them. And I will say, this race on Jeff Gluck's weekly poll of, was it a good race, set a record high. I can't remember the actual number right now, but it set a record high number for people saying it was a good race. So
there you go.
Apparently they liked Chase driving in, 10 car lengths too deep.
I love it. Well, and like you said earlier, it all goes back to the bottom line working at Bristol. Back a couple years ago, or last year even, whatever, when they were running on the wall and you could not pass on the bottom, you can't bump and run on the wall. That ain't going to happen. No. So getting that bottom groove back working at Bristol has made a world of difference. And we've already seen these two races at Bristol had a bump and run, essentially. Chase's didn't work. Chase drove in over his head a little bit more right there and got loose up under him and got in the wall. Well, what did Noah do? Pretty much the same thing, but Noah was able to slow the car down enough to make the pass and make the corner. But I don't know, man. That's a whole day. My opinion. Joey's wanting more from Chase, and he's willing to give. He's wanting an apology, and he's wanting this and wanting that, wanting in writing, wanting to take him out to supper. I
personally like the fact that Chase didn't apologize.
Well, what is that
to an extent. I mean, I like it because he said, "Man, I drove in there.
It's racing.
I was trying to win.
It's racing." He was pissed off.
Don't apologize for trying to win.
He was pissed off. Well, Joey was pissed off, and there's some people that's comparing this to Kyle and Darlington. And to me, there's no comparison because, Chase didn't mistakenly drive in deep to try to win that race.
No, he knew he was driving in deep.
He got loose. He couldn't control the car. So what? He run into him. Kyle mistakenly turned him down the straightaway. That's not the same to me. I don't blame Joey for being mad about it.
No, I'd have been pissed off.
I'd have been pissed off. I promise you I would have been pissed off. But I'm not going to stand up and want an apology and want an explanation.
No, I don't want
My explanation was I was trying to win a daggone race.
Myself, if that happens to me, I don't want to hear him say a word. No. I'm going to tell him my side. I'm telling him how I feel, and I'm probably going to walk off. That's all I'm going to do.
That's it. That's all it is. So,
maybe I'm just a little different, but...
Well, and then I turn right around and look, and how many people has Joey deliberately dumped? How many people you run into? How many people was, so I don't remember him getting apologized. I don't remember him apologizing to Denny Hamlin.
I think they moved Denny Hamlin at Martinsville.
Exactly. So, it just, I don't understand
all over
that.
Martin Truex Jr. to get the win at Martinsville. At Martinsville the year before.
Yep. So Matt Kenseth the year before that, I believe it was. So at Kentucky or whatever it was. Anyway, bottom line is, I think Joey just needs to just hush, and he was just pouting because he got his feelings hurt, and he whatever. But Chase is, to me, is more of the type that's he's there to race, and no, he's not going. I don't see Chase as deliberately going in there and dumping somebody. I mean, perfect example in my opinion. Denny Hamlin took Chase out of the chase. Chase out of the chase 2 years ago.
Yep.
At Martinsville. Took him out.
Yeah.
Took him out. So he goes to Phoenix, and what's he do? He
run him into the wall.
He runs him into the wall. That's just a part of racing. That's what I mean. So what's going to happen when Chase is running wherever and Joey drives over his head to win the race and gets into him?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's racing.
Exactly.
Now, if you go in there and deliberately dump him, then that's when it's going to be the more of the issue.
There's one thing. Driving in the corner, you don't have no position on the guy, and you just run into his back bumper to spin him out.
Right.
That's taking someone out just on purpose.
That's right.
When you were up under him, I don't care if you drove in too deep. Yeah, you might have. That's racing.
That's racing.
When you're up under somebody and your car gets loose and you run both of y'all into the wall, it's racing.
I mean, yeah. What did Chase do to benefit himself in that situation? I mean, so it just is what it is. It's a racing thing. I see nothing wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with what anybody did other than Joey just pouting and wanting an apology.
Yeah, it's like he wanted to Chase come begging at his feet or something for forgiveness or something.
I don't. And Chase ain't gonna do that. From what I've seen about Chase ain't gonna do that.
Well, and it's a good thing too, because I feel like his first few years in racing period, in upper level racing period, he kind of, and he still does somewhat, put all the blame on himself, and he wouldn't stand. He'd move out of everybody's way, and
right.
He was the gentleman driver there for a long time. Well, what did that get him? Denny Hamlin running over him.
Oh yeah,
taking him out.
And I mean, that's kind of like what we just said about Justin Allgaier.
Exactly.
You got to run with a little bit of confidence and a little. I mean, you got to rough people up because that's what they're doing to you. You got to do it.
And also something I heard Corey LaJoy say today on his podcast was, and it makes sense. I don't know that Chase was thinking about it, but I could see where maybe he was. And Corey said, yeah, I'd be thinking about it. So maybe drivers do think about it a little more than I think. But Corey said that if Chase would have been driving somebody that wasn't already locked into the chase, he probably wouldn't have drove him quite as hard, just because Corey said his thought process would have been, all right, we're both locked into chase. I'm getting in here and getting this position.
Yeah, well,
not thinking I'm going to drive in here and take each other out,
I could possibly see that for somebody that's going to sneak in 15th, 16th in points. Joey's going to get into chase.
Oh yeah,
Joey's going to get into chase. So trying to keep him from getting into chase at Bristol, that ain't going to happen.
Well, it wasn't. They was trying to keep him out of it because he's in anyway. I mean, just I don't know. I just think he's in. I'm going to drive it in here. I
just think it's hard racing, and I think that's what Chase is to the point of. He just wants to race hard, and that's what it's all about. What is that any different than seeing at a good Saturday night race, good late model race somewhere at Dillon?
Seen it numerous times, and they get out and they mad, and the police might come over there, but I mean, I ain't standing there. I ain't trying to bring him roses or nothing. No. It's what it is. It's racing, whatever. But
Anyway, it's all good. Old Bad Brad come up and ended up winning it. I don't think he had a chance if those two cars were still in the race.
No. They put on the show for everybody, and Brad snuck him another one off of Chase's misfortune just as he did it.
I'm telling you, man, he's loving that. He is loving it. That is
so
definitely falling in his favor.
It is, but I'm gonna tell you, if me and Sterling was talking about this the other night, if Chase can get the bad luck and the stuff like that under control, if he can get it under control, one, he should have won most of the races this year.
Yeah. And
two, if he can get it under control, y'all better watch out for him for the championship.
Yeah. I think it's a good combination this year, and it's going to be even better for next year. And the reason I say that is Chase is coming into his own at a good time. They changed this Chevrolet front end, which has obviously helped the Chevrolet camp.
Oh, yeah.
Tremendously. And it's obviously fell into the liking of Chase and Alan Gustafson and giving them a whole nother year to run this car before they go to the next gen. I think next year's going to be crazy for them. I think it's going to be good. They got to watch out for him.
I'm so glad to see, and I'm not saying I want to see any one model dominate by no means. I mean, we might be Chevrolet people ourselves, but I don't want to see any one model dominate at all. But I'm just glad that it looks like everybody's competitive now.
Yeah, well,
it seems like Toyota kind of got knocked back a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's Toyota. I mean, they won 19 races last year, I think it was, whatever.
Yeah.
So they knew that wasn't going to happen again. They knew that.
Well,
people's going to catch up to that, and
I think just like happened at the first of the year before all the COVID stuff, the COVID break, as I'll call it. I think NASCAR found something on their cars they didn't like because they put out a bulletin to them. They had to change. All Joe Gibbs cars had to change it.
Oh yeah, and they were penalized race after race after race. So they found something that they were doing that they very well could have been doing all year last year. Who knows?
Oh, well,
that was helping them tremendously. When I say tremendously in a cup car is very, very
half a tenth.
Little.
Half a tenth.
And it makes up tremendous amount of time. So they've definitely found something, Chevrolet boys. I don't like you said, I don't want to see Chevrolet go out there and win 18, 19 races this year. I don't. No. I want to see them competitive though.
Yeah, exactly.
As in all of them. I want to see them all competitive, and Chevrolet ran up front all race, Ford ran up front all race. Kyle Busch finished fourth, so they all right there, which is great. That's good. So thank the Lord for that. Kind of looking forward to this week coming up. We got Atlanta coming up, the old Wore Out racetrack. Whew. That's going to be exciting, man. I look for old Kevin Harvick. He's going to be on my fantasy roster. I know I've used him a lot, but he's going to be on there.
Yeah, he's probably going to be on mine too. And speaking of, I know you was racking up the wins there to begin with, but somebody else has taken over the point lead in the fantasy.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I have taken over the point
I appreciate
lead.
it.
You're welcome.
I'll let you. I don't want one manufacturer to lead the whole season. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to win all. You know what I'm saying?
We got some stiff competition though.
I don't even know what the points is. And let me look at the points right quick.
It's a lot to the first place man and little to everybody else. Pretty much.
You know how that works, but but yeah, I'm ready for it. Atlanta.
Atlanta's gonna be good.
It's always good. I love Atlanta. Well, a lot of people don't like Atlanta because it stretches out and it's more of a driver's track because it's so wore out and whatever and all this here. But I love it, and I love the fact they're gonna have the double header. They're gonna have the Xfinity in the truck race on Saturday, right?
On Saturday, yeah. They're gonna have.
Is that gonna be a night race? Is the trucks gonna be a night race?
Trucks is night, I think it is. I think it says it started like 4:30. So I don't know if it's gonna be actually night or not.
Okay, well, no, that probably won't be.
Well, it won't be.
Yeah, you leading the points by about 50-point lead right now. So
you're welcome.
I'll let you get up there a little bit. See, you sabotaged me because you let me fall asleep one time, and then the next time I thought the deadline was up. You had told me the deadline was up, and you changed your drivers, and I wasn't able to. So I think that's
no. Just because you want to go weedy before you change your drivers, and then you missed it, I don't want to hear it.
I'm a protest. Well, I did win last week, dadgummit.
You did win.
I won by 3 points last week over
3
you.
points over me.
I done won like 4 races this year. That's got to count for something, daggum. I ought to be.
I'm on Matt Kenseth, it boy.
Well, when the points change over for the chase, I'm your ass. I got you then. Son.
I'm on Matt Kenseth this thing.
That's fine. That's good.
I ain't gonna. Well, I did win a race finally.
Well, every time I put Matt Kenseth in, he sucks.
Well, he is this year. I mean, he ain't had but a couple races in the car, and he ain't got. They won't even let the man practice no more.
Yeah, well.
But anyway, I'm kind of upset about we're speaking of the Xfinity and truck race. I'm somewhat upset about the truck series right now.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I love that they got 47 entries. I love it.
I do too. I
don't like the fact that they don't allow but 40, and then they somehow another pick.
Well, my problem is they run how many in a regular race before all this was
36, 32?
No, 32, I think it
32.
was. Okay,
32.
So they're allowing 8 extra trucks in the race.
Yep.
How do you pick those 8 extra trucks?
I don't know. I don't know if they're randomly
I know they
picking
said,
them.
Well, no. They said they were picking them by like owners' points and stuff. And if some of them had run a race but didn't run this race, well, as long as they had some points, they're getting picked. But there still wasn't 40. It did not equal up to 40.
Well, I think
so. Those last ones, how do you get? How do you pick them?
Well, they trying. And this is my opinion. They're trying all this new stuff. They're trying no practice and no qualifying and this, and they're trying the inverts and they're trying weekday racing and all this. This is the perfect time to try heat racing.
Yeah, real heat racing.
Or split them up. That's what I think. Draw for position.
Yep.
Run. I don't care if they want to shorten the main event up a little bit. Run a 40-lap race. Run a full fuel run or whatever they want to run.
See, I got a similar option. I think could work. Heat races just like that. 20 trucks or 20 whatever trucks. 21 whatever trucks. Let's run 150 laps for each of those.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Or whatever about half the race would. No, it ain't 300 laps there. They probably run 150 laps. I'm assuming something around there.
I don't know.
But anyway, run about half the race, and at half the race, you pretty much take whatever back cars that would be beyond 32. They're out the race. Gone.
Yeah.
Put them all together. One's inside row, one's outside row. Finish the race.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something crazy.
Well, I mean, something different. I mean, I just, however they do it, I'd like to see everybody that enters, everybody that puts forth the effort to build a race truck, I'd like to see them get the opportunity to race.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Do
something. I don't. If you could qualify for Charlotte, why can't you qualify for Atlanta?
Right, I agree. I don't see what qualifying does, but personally, I'd hate to see someone build a truck and go that far and not make it in the field. But what happened for so many years prior to this whole charter crap?
Well, I don't. That was racing. I mean, we did it.
You build a truck.
Exactly.
You build a race car.
Exactly.
You went. You had. Go to a big dirt late model race.
Exactly.
There's freaking 70 cars there. Is 70 cars make the main?
We've been to races before, and guess what? Scott Bloomquist's not making it in the main.
Exactly. That's what it's all about.
Because he wasn't fast enough that night.
Exactly. So, in my opinion, versus just qualify and send them home, run a heat race. Give them the opportunity to run their car, run their truck.
Something. I mean,
give them the opportunity to do that.
I say more than qualifying, but even if it is just qualifying, I mean, it sucks. But
yeah, need to do something to give them guys the opportunity to be able to run, because it's not fair to them.
I mean, it's just like Tim Viens that was on the show here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
he can't run because of it.
No, can't run because of it. And that's not right. And to even so, how long does this go on? Okay, are they going to go no qualifying for the rest of the year? Who knows? But if you don't allow a driver or a truck or a team to run because they don't have any points, how you gonna accumulate points.
Never going to get points. Never going to get them.
So they're hurting themselves. They're hurting the series, in my opinion. Because there's nothing looks better than having 50 trucks show up at a race.
Exactly. Well, the charter system, to me, I don't think there is a charter for a truck series.
No, I don't either.
But that whole model has...
Right. They got to guarantee all these special people in the race. Bump that. I don't care about that. You don't need to do that. You're going to have more sponsorships show up. Okay. I love SRI. But if SRI wants to sponsor Matt Crafton and he runs a heat and he don't make it in the race this week, but Joe Blow, sponsored by Castrol, gets in there this week, well, you're going to have more opportunity at sponsorship because you're not limiting yourself to 30-something teams. Because why do I want to spend my money to field a 35th truck and put all this effort in sponsorship when I don't know for sure? I'm probably not going to get in the race. I'm probably not going to make it because I can't qualify or whatever the case may be. You're limiting yourself, I think.
Definitely are. And I so wish, I know that race was supposed to be earlier in the year. They were at Atlanta when they told them turn around, go home. Because we were sitting at Hooters watching that.
Yep.
And Hooters, if y'all want to sponsor us, we work for
Smoke
Wings.
Been there twice this past 2 weeks, so I appreciate some smoke wings.
They were hot the last time.
They were extra smoky
wings. I don't know what happened.
They were.
I'm not a big hot fan, and for some reason they were hot.
They were a Mexican smoke wing. They weren't Texas barbecue. They were a Mexican barbecue.
I'm telling you. But anyway, I so wish that show at Atlanta allowed fans, because that is the perfect ticket.
Absolutely. We've said it before.
For young fans especially. I've said this multiple times on there. Me and Landon a couple years ago decided we were going to make a day of it. We left here from Florence at about, I think we left 7 o'clock that morning or so, 8 o'clock. Might have been a little before that. But anyway, we left, drove to Atlanta. We got there, bought our tickets. Landon was free. I only had to pay for my ticket.
That's awesome.
Children, I think it was 12 and under, getting free or something like that.
Yeah.
And for Xfinity and Truck Series.
But you got to watch qualifying or practice for.
Yeah, we got to watch practice for Cup stuff. Got to watch all the qualifying for Xfinity, trucks, all that. Got to watch all that. Then got to watch the Xfinity race during the day. They had a slight break in between. Got to watch the truck race at night. It was awesome. A day full of racing. I mean, and it's big series racing.
Oh, absolutely.
And that was one of his first experiences at a Cup track, and he absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
So I hate that there's no fans involvement this weekend in that race.
Well, hopefully that's going to come back soon. I really do hope. I know they talk about speculation maybe in July, maybe getting some fans back. Who knows? We'll see what happens, but hey, you can always hope. I don't know. Speaking of that, man, Nashville just coming out. We've been hoping and praying for the fairgrounds racetrack to come back in Nashville. Wanting the fairgrounds to come back in that, and then Nashville Super Speedway. He's coming back to the Cup car. I said, dog.
I'm glad they're going somewhere else.
Oh, I love the fact that they're, getting back to Nashville. That's wonderful. But why do we need another 1.5 mile racetrack?
I don't know. I don't get that.
Why? And get rid of a mile.
That's what I was going to say. And on top of that, they're taking away a race from Dover. One of the best racetracks on the circuit, period, in my opinion. Puts on some of the best racing.
I don't understand it.
Now, the only good thing about Nashville Super Speedway, the one and only good thing, it is the only 1.5 mile concrete surface.
Yeah.
That's the only good thing.
Right.
Which, if whatever.
Yeah. Well, they'll end up putting damn VHT or something on it. And,
yeah, exactly.
It'll be asphalt for us over with.
Yeah, it'll be black as I don't know what. So, I don't know. I mean, it's crazy to me. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm glad we're going somewhere different, and I'm hoping this is just a start of the ball rolling on the 2021 schedule. I'm hoping this whole virus stuff hasn't pushed back talks with tracks and not going to get them on the 2021 schedule. I'm hoping that hasn't happened. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of that stuff's kind of screwed up plans and all that, but I kind of figured that since they pushed the next gen car back, kind of figured they would push the schedule back to 22 as well, but just to give them more time to get everything the bugs worked and whatever. But
yeah,
I'm all for running one racetrack one time a year. Now, I'd love to see Daytona twice. I'd love to see the 500, and I'd love to see the road course at Daytona. I'd love to see Charlotte twice. I'd love to see the 600, and I'd love to see the Roval.
Yep.
But even Bristol, run the Bristol night race. That's okay, whatever. But I'd say do away with going to these tracks twice a year, and put some more short tracks in there, man.
Well, that's what I was fixing to say. Even if we do Bristol one time a year, I'm actually okay with that. Do the night race, but you need to fill the other void with a short track.
With a short track.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to open up for, it's going to open up for promoters and all to be able to put more money and put more effort into putting racetracks in different cities that can get more publicity around and build another Bristol type racetrack, whatever.
Well, that's just like right now, and it's up for sale. We talked about it first of the year. Mansfield, it has soft walls all the way around it already.
That's an awesome racetrack.
It's got dirt on top of the asphalt.
Right.
I mean, all you got to do is take the dirt up.
Yeah. I mean, it's got nice stands there already.
You got a ready to go track right there.
Perfect. So there already are racetracks that can do a little upgrading and updating and be a great racetrack. I'd love to see them rebuild and redesign or clean up Rockingham and run that racetrack. There's a lot of great racetracks that they can do away and not have to run 20-mile-and-a-half races a year.
Yes.
I just think that's a little bit much, but hey, we'll see. We got it. It's a move in the right direction. We got a new racetrack coming up. Back to the tour. So hey, can't go wrong there, man.
No, can't go wrong. And the only thing I can think about is with Nashville Super Speedway was, I want to say it was the last race there, or maybe one of the next last, something like that. I don't know if y'all remember, but the pastor that.
Oh, that was awesome.
Did the
smoking hot wife.
Thank God for my smoking hot wife. For the awesome. Fords and the Toyotas.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really cool. Yeah, we had to find that and share it on our page. That was neat.
We definitely will, because especially now it's coming back, we have to find that one.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's really cool. But talking of new things coming, man, iRacing back that a little bit. They we spoke about some before. North Wilkesboro, they finally scanned the track and opened it up to all of us people, us regular people. Was able to get on it, and track's awesome. It's like it was back in the 80s or early 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that. Looks great. It's really neat. So, got a little something cool to go along with it now. Got the old 87 Monte Carlo and Thunderbird.
And the Thunderbird, yeah. So, those cars look pretty cool. I hadn't got to drive them yet. Sterling said you got to drive them a little bit last night.
Yeah, the old Bi-Sply tires. You can definitely tell you slip and slide all over the place. I hadn't really figured out a heat cycle yet in them jokers, so didn't get to run along last night.
I saw some races some people had up, and they said 20, 25 cars were starting, and there was one boy said I had 3 cars finish.
Yeah,
just because they're
tough.
So different. And
it is tough. I ran North Wilkesboro a little bit, and then I went and ran Darlington for probably 15 laps or so, and I'm telling you what, man, it's light and loose on entry, and you got to drive that thing all the way around the corner. You sideways pretty much all around the corner.
That's freaking awesome.
It's fun.
I know iRacing also got out the new damage model for pretty much for a good bit of the cars.
Yeah, that's what took 20 hours to download last night.
Well, also, I don't know if you've seen this, and I haven't, and we need to take that 87 and put it on Talladega or Daytona or something. They put in basically it took out the effects of air just holding it down. So the cars will actually blow over now if you spin them out going down the backstretch.
Oh, wow.
So,
well, I know the old 87 will do it for sure.
Exactly. And also they put in, it's so crazy the little things they think of, because I've never really thought about it. Never once thought about it in iRacing. But they added in a visual effect, especially on the, it's mainly for the replays, but just heat waves coming up off the exhaust and
I'm telling
all that stuff.
I'm telling you, y'all, if y'all hadn't got into iRacing or checked it out, y'all need to, man. The attention to detail is unbelievable. The how realistic the car handles and all is unbelievable. But especially you old guys,
Kentucky also.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. Well, these older guys that want to get on here and run, now's your chance. You get back in an old race car like it used to be.
Yeah, definitely. So, I'm still hoping. I'm still hoping. Which the 87 don't make for a bad street stock itself for a nowadays street stock, but I'm hoping they get some more body styles of street stock still. That's one thing I really want.
I really do too. I don't know. I think that was kind of the little starter package, and they've kind of moved on from that. I really believe, but I hope not. There's no telling you. We'll see what happens.
I also hope that they get in. I just lost my train of thought. Well, crap. Oh well, I'll think of it all of a sudden. Oh well, go ahead.
Yeah, well, that's about all I got there, man. It's want to see them keep on moving and people keep using iRacing. I know it did well, and for these few months while the COVID deal was going on, but I hope it continues. Like we said before, we're going to maybe try here in the next coming months to try to get us a series going on there.
Yeah, I know what I was just thinking.
We'll see what happens.
I was just thinking, I don't know if y'all seen it, but super late models and late models in general, asphalt stuff, come out in real life with a new body, new nose and stuff.
Oh, it's freaking awesome.
That would be cool if they would get that on iRacing.
Yes. And they may do that. If that body sticks and they start mandating that body throughout, right, they may end up doing that, because that's a wicked-looking body. But
yeah, they all three of them, because they got
All-Star bodies, I think they are, or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's All-Star. They got a few other brand manufacturers also.
Yeah.
So I think those would go over really well on there, which I did get the F-150 finally on iRacing. There's finally a Ford on there.
Finally. How about that?
After all these years. And the trucks was one of the first things they put on there.
Right.
And they've only ever had the Chevrolets on there.
Yep.
So they finally put a Ford on there.
Yeah, the Ford, Toyota, and the Chevrolet.
If I drove it would break down, so I'm not going to drive it.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy the Ford one. I'm just going to save my money. I did buy the Ford Thunderbird, though, because I wanted to try it out.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, so. But anyway. But yeah, man, from our interview last week, I don't know if anybody has checked out the app yet, but I have, man. I'll tell you what, bro, it is freaking cool.
It's really cool. If y'all have it, y'all need to get on Checkered, and that is actually spelled CHCKRD.
Yes, sir.
No E's. No E's.
Too fast for vowels.
Too fast for vowels.
Right. Yeah, check them out, man. Especially all this racing coming up. You got a lot you can find if you want to. Anything, like I said before, anything you want to. It don't matter if it's snowmobile racing. Somewhere out there, I'm sure somebody's snowmobile racing right now. I don't know. But I can find it.
Yeah, they got the most racing on there I've ever seen in my life that they cover on there. Is anything you could think of. I mean, like we said last week, dirt street stocks. They got a thing on there for dirt street stock guys. They got F1 cars. They got snowmobiles. They got lawnmowers, just like Chris Muller was talking about last week. I mean, and all these guys can connect with each other because, just as we said, regardless of what type of racing we do, we all have that racing drive in us, or that want to watch racing of every sort and type and everything. And it's cool to see the pictures people put up, the videos people put up from all this stuff. I saw somebody put a picture on there this past week, or I think it was yesterday. it was a picture. They were just talking about how they liked the color scheme that this person had. Well, it was a go-kart, and it was a go-kart that picture was taken down at Paradise.
Sweet.
So that was really cool. And it's so cool to see all this, all the racing on there, just all the racing action.
I love to see the interaction. I love seeing people getting ideas and getting help and getting. You never know. You might can get some setups or get some ideas for setups or get some ideas for Lord knows what off of there. If you run a certain class and can find that and find someone that's got something similar to what you running or what have you. So it's really neat.
And that's the thing is, well, we all know that guys in your local area, they'll help you. But if it's a guy you racing against, he ain't going to help you buffer so much. He might help you put that car back together and get it on the track, but he ain't going to always tell you all his secrets.
Oh, no.
And just like Sterling just said, you could talk to somebody here on the East Coast. We can get on there, start interacting. Somebody might be on the West Coast running a late model.
Yep.
And those guys start hooking up, talking, trading, tips back and forth and some little secrets back and forth on there. Everybody wins.
Absolutely.
Everybody wins.
Absolutely. And like we said before, the other thing that helps is it promotes the tracks. So
definitely.
you getting your purse up at your own local racetrack. So, definitely go check them out. You won't be disappointed, I'm telling you.
You won't be. And just like we said, 8 cents a day is all it costs. And that money is going back to your racetrack that you want to put.
That's right.
As your favorite track or track you support. As long as they get up a certain number amount. And that's what you need. You need everybody at the track. You need to promote it at tracks, really. You need to promote this app at tracks. You need everyone in the stands to like or to get on this app, because that is more money that is going to go back to that track.
Absolutely.
It's going to raise purses. It's going to lower entry fees. It's going to do something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it's really cool. Y'all get on the app. If you're not on already, think of it as, I guess you would say, Instagram for racing.
Yes, with no ads and no cats and whatever else and bad, depressing news. you just got racing.
That's about all I've been staying on this past week, because I'm tired of seeing the junk come off Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. I don't want to see it. So I just stay on Checkered and just look at race cars.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So y'all get on it, jump on it, get on it, tell them we sent you.
Absolutely right.
But, well, I'm going to tell you what, it's been a week full of it. And we got another weekend full of it coming up.
Absolutely. Don't forget, you got the race here at Lakeview, near our house, not too far. It's right near the North Carolina-South Carolina line, right off of 95, not too far. If you round about, not too far away, check them out. You won't be disappointed. It's got a great little racetrack, put some great racing, man, I'm telling you what. So definitely check them out. We got the Dirt Late Model Stream. Check them out Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. The big shows for Saturday night, of course. And then of course, we got Atlanta. So looking forward to it. We got a lot to talk about next week.
And I think there's probably some go-kart tracks running around. I know Paradise isn't running this weekend.
I think Lake City's running, but I don't know.
Lake City's running. Lake City is running.
I didn't want to say that because I wasn't sure, but I think they are.
Yeah, they are. They're running. That's right. I saw that posted up.
If the water's gone.
Lake City Speedway. It's going to be their first race over there here in about 2 years, probably.
Yeah, I'd be interested.
Got a new guy. Well, a new old guy running it over there.
Yeah.
But he had it once before, left, and has now come back to it. I'm going to try to run it some more. And they put up some decent money for the first race over there. So
great.
See how it work out for them. And maybe we get some water to hold off and get some racing in and do all that fun stuff. And guys, if you need any parts for your race car coming up,
SRI
Performance, www.sriperformance.com. Stock car, steel and aluminum, and Draco Springs, all together. You can get links from everywhere. SRI Supplies, SRI-supplies.com, or dash supplies. I'm sorry if I said the wrong thing there. They got all your PPE equipment, all that stuff. So everybody needs all this stuff. You need race car parts. Let's Go Racing. Checkered app. We just talked about them. Download it, like it, get on it, get the pump prime this pump, as Chris Muller likes to say.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely
help all these people out that are helping us out. We would highly appreciate it. Definitely support your local racetracks. Especially through this time right now, because they don't know, not all of them know when they're going to be able to have fans in stands. It's slowly trickling back in. It is, but you definitely need all the help they can get. We don't want to see these tracks get shut down for good because of the non-support. Definitely not. If you, not bragging on ourselves by no means, but especially if you own a business or something like that, just like this race coming up, all I did, well, it wasn't this race, it was the last couple weeks ago at Lakeview. All I did was message them and say, hey, how many cars y'all gonna have in this Sport Compact front wheel drive race? You know, how many I got signed up? He said there was like 25 cars signed up. I said, well, put $50 in for the 13th place finisher. Guys, anybody can do that.
Anybody.
Especially you small businesses out there that are doing okay right now. Support these tracks. If you like racing, support them. Hit these tracks up on Facebook or on, if they're on Checkered now, if Twitter, whatever. A lot of them's on there. Throw them boys a little bit of money. They're not getting fans in the stands like they need right now. So these track promoters are coming out of pocket for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, definitely help them out, man. Keep that stuff going. Keep the local tracks going. They gotta have it, man. Gotta have it.
Definitely do. Well, that's all I got for this week.
I think I'm done, man. I think I've talked enough for today.
Yeah, I'm talking. I'm out of words. So anyway, well, guys, hope y'all have a great week. Have a good weekend at the racetrack, and I'm out.
Later.